demons, it's me, your girl Taylor. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be going over all of the books that I am planning on reading for Bingoathon. This is actually going to be the only TBR video I am going to have for the month of May, just because I've kind of figured out TBRs and me do not get along together. I am such a mood reader, they just don't work unless it's for a readathon. So I saw that this Bingoathon was being promoted by Ola Quinn, Cody's Book Corner, and Natasha from My Reading is Odd, and love all of them, so I thought this would be a really fun readathon. Also, it's kind of like low-key. You don't have to read like a butt ton of books, so I figured it would probably be doable for me, and I'd probably be able to fit in all of the books that I wanted to read. I do have the Bingoathon prompts right here. That's why I'm going to be looking at my phone. I will leave their information, their channels down below so you can see it for yourself. We'll do a quick little close-up of the Bingoathon board that I am looking off of. So there's the fun little board. This readathon is going from May 12th to May 18th, so that should be more than enough time to read 3 books because, like the game of bingo, you're trying to get 3 across, down, diagonally, all of that. So I am actually going to be going on the first row, just going across, and the first prompt is read an anticipated book, and for that one, I am going with The Girls by Emma Cline. This is a very old Book of the Month book, and this is actually a book I had been seeing everywhere a couple of years ago, and one of the reasons why I started getting Book of the Month books was because I saw they had this on backlog and I really wanted to read it. This is about a girl named Evie Boyd in Northern California in the 1960s, and she gets pulled into a kind of infamous cult. I have been looking forward to reading this one for such a long time, and leave a comment down below if you're like this as well. But if I get like so excited to read a book and think it's going to be like amazing, I will put it off. Like, you'd think I want to read it as soon as I get it, but more often than not, like, I'll just keep pushing it off because I don't know if it's like I want it to live up to what I think it's going to be or what, but I've really been wanting to read this one for a while. I'm glad I have an excuse to finally pick it up. And it matches like my aesthetic that I've got going on today, so that's pretty cool. Not that that matters, but yeah, that's The Girls by Emma Cline. The next prompt is a 5-star prediction, and I really had to think on this one because I really want it to come true. And that is Inspection by Josh Malerman. I don't know a lot about this one by choice. This was one of my most anticipated releases for 2019. Bird Box by Josh Malerman was a book that I did give 5 stars to, so I feel like this one might be the same. Basically, the blurb on this is: boys are being trained at one school for geniuses, girls at another. Neither know the other exists until now. The New York Times bestselling author of Bird Box invites you into a world of secrets and horror in this tantalizing thriller. So that's a lot of my buzzwords right there. So I feel like this might be a 5-star read. I'm hoping. I love Josh Malerman. I love everything I've read by him, and this premise sounds really good. So that is hopefully a 5-star read for me. So we'll see. And then the last prompt is read a book from your favorite genre, and for that one I chose Stephen King's The Outsider. This one I believe is technically a thriller, even though I think it has like paranormal elements and maybe some horror elements as well. I just figured it would work for that because Stephen King is basically like his own genre at this point. He has so many books to his name, and I did get this again like right when it came out, and I haven't read it yet. I think this one also, like, I was super geeked about because I think it has to do, or at least part of it I believe is set either in and around like my hometown. So I don't know where I heard that, and that might not be true. I'll update you guys, but yeah, it's either heavily influenced by my hometown or it just actually is in my hometown. So I'm excited to read this one. The cover looks awesome. I was kind of burnt by Elevation, which was Stephen King's other book that came out last year, so I think that's why I've kind of been putting this one off, but I just really want to read this because he is coming out with another book this year that is also highly anticipated that I'll talk about in a later video because we don't have a lot of information about it yet. So I just really want to read that one before that new one comes out in September. Yeah, this is like probably one of my favorite covers from Stephen King. The premise looks interesting. It's a 11-year-old boy's violated corpse is found in a town park. Eyewitnesses and fingerprints point unmistakably to one of Flint City's most popular citizens. He is Terry Maitland, Little League coach, English teacher, husband, and father of 2 girls. Detective Ralph Anderson, whose son Maitland once coached, orders a quick and very public arrest. The case seems ironclad, especially when Anderson and the district attorney are able to add DNA evidence to go with the fingerprints and witnesses. But Maitland has an alibi, and it turns out his story has incontrovertible evidence of its own. How can 2 opposing stories be true? That's this one. I know people are very divided on this one. I think I have the potential of really liking this one. I think a lot of the reason why Stephen King's later work hasn't been as well received is that he's not like strictly a horror writer anymore. I don't think he ever was strictly a horror writer. I think if you read like his memoirs and his books on writing, he just is like, oh yeah, I just write whatever comes to mind. I write what I want to write. I don't want to box myself in. But I do think he has been really moving away from like traditional horror, which is possibly why a lot of people kind of have not been liking his latest stuff. I know Elevation, there was a whole thing about that because it was not horror and it won Best Horror of the Year. But yeah, that was an unrelated rant, but I am looking forward to finally reading The Outsider and seeing what I do think of this one. So that is just 3 books. One of them is quite chunky. The other 2 are not small either. But we do have from May 12th to the 18th to read them all. If I end up reading them all, I might make a vlog for Bingoathon, not a daily vlog because me and those don't really mesh very well either, but I might make like a vlog for the whole thing. I have been kind of thinking of the other prompts and what I could kind of add to the, like what I could read for the other prompts. I do have books that I want to read that can be part of those prompts. So we'll see. If I finish these 3, I might try and like fill out the whole board, something crazy. Who knows? That's gonna be it. That's the 3 books I'm reading for Bingoathon. If you're participating, leave your TBRs down below. I'd love to see, you know, what prompts you're doing, what books you guys are reading. If you did like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, subscribe, all of that good stuff. I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!